Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And for those who are visiting for the first time, thanks for being here. My name's Aubrey, and today I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite shows on Netflix. Now, this isn't necessarily Netflix series originals or Netflix original series, however you want to say it. Some are, some aren't, but definitely the top 10 shows that I go to, and I'll just keep rewatching on Netflix that are currently there. So let's get right into it. One of my all-time favorite shows that I'm just so grateful it's still on Netflix is The Office, and I've watched that show in every episode. I can't even count, like, I've watched it so many times. I love that show so much. It holds a very special, significant place in my heart. It's something I've bonded over with my brother, who is on a mission right now, and it makes me almost not like sad, but when I watch it, it makes me think of him, so it's nice. But I love The Office. I love every single thing about it. I mean, yes, the last two seasons are kind of blah without Steve Carell, but still, they're funny, and I'm glad that they ended it the way that they ended it, and I wish they didn't end it, and I wish they would start again. But yeah, I love all the characters, and it's funny, the more and more I watch every episode, it's like I see something new for the first time. For instance, I was just watching the episode where Dwight wins Salesman of the Year, and he's giving a speech in front of all these people, and at first he's really nervous, so Michael goes up there to start out the speech, and he like totally bombs. And then Dwight finally gets up to the podium, starts speaking, and he's rallying up the crowd, and then Michael Scott leaves. But I never noticed this until just today. As Michael Scott is leaving the auditorium where Dwight is talking, Angela, and this was back when Angela and Dwight were a secret affair, but Angela's in the back of the auditorium filming him. And I'm like, I knew she'd gone there in secret to visit him, but I'd never noticed that originally. Like, and I've watched that episode at least 10 times. So I was like, oh, how cute. I never even noticed that. How awesome. But that's one of the reasons I love The Office, because even though it's the same thing when you watch it over and over again, sometimes you do see things for the first time and you're like, I love this even more now. I really honestly couldn't tell you my favorite episode. There's so many. I watch some when I'm in a different mood. Sometimes I just start over from the very beginning. And it just kind of goes like that. My boyfriend hates how much I love The Office. He won't even watch it with me, which kind of sucks. But it's whatever. I have enough people in my life that love The Office that I can relate to, so it's okay. Moving on. My next favorite show, I would probably have to say, is Parks and Recreation. It is very similar to The Office in the way that it's filmed, but the characters are completely different, and I love it. I love Amy Poehler as Leslie Knope. She is hilarious. I even love Rashida Jones more in Parks and Recreation than The Office. But again, I could watch that over and over again. Like, if I get bored of The Office, I'll put on Parks and Rec, or I'll go back and forth with each other. But it's just another great show. It's very wholesome. Anyone could watch it. It's funny. It's got romance. It's got, you know, everything I guess you could think of except for like horror or suspense, you know what I mean? Because it's just a friendly show. But one of my favorite episodes is when Leslie Knope has the flu and she's trying to prepare for the Harvest Festival, and she's like trying to fight the flu so badly. She's miserable the whole episode, and she like sneaks away from the hospital to go to this meeting with all these investors or potential people or potential businesses who want to partake at the Harvest Festival. And Ben is there about to present what Leslie Knope had prepared, and he was like, Leslie, what are you doing here? You can't do this. She's like, I'm fine. And she goes to the podium to present her, you know, information or whatever, and she kills it. And Ben is just blown away like, who is this woman? But yeah, it's just cute. Their love story is one of my favorites, and it's just really cute. Moving on, so another great one that I love watching is I would have to say, if I'm gonna rate it in like from 1 to 10, like favorite to least favorite, I don't know if I could even do that. I'm just gonna go random. So even though The Office and the Parks and Recreation are definitely my top two, from now on they're just gonna be kind of thrown in there. I would have to say though, Criminal Minds, if you have, you know, if you're not faint of heart or have a weak stomach, definitely watch Criminal Minds. And I would say this, don't watch it alone at night consecutively or consistently. I tried to watch it because I'd watch it growing up when it first came out on TV. But I tried to watch it from season 1 to the very last season that's on Netflix about a year ago, and I was having nightmares because it gets kind of crazy and twisted. But the later seasons are not my favorite because a lot of my favorite characters are no longer on the series, and that's really sad. But it's still a really great show, and my favorite character is Spencer Reed, and he's played by Michael Gray Gubler, and I know everyone probably loves him, but he's just so cute, and I love watching him, and it's fun to watch him from the very beginning to now, and his, like, him growing into his person or whatever you want to say. So it's a great show, but only watch it if, like, you can handle, you know, serial killers, rapists, stuff like that, because if you can't, then don't watch it. But moving on. So one that I actually just recently started watching is called Amazing Interiors, and this is a Netflix original, and it is actually pretty fascinating. Like, all these people have these kind of ordinary looking houses on the outside and then these amazing interiors on the inside. So there was this crazy one where this guy had just this ordinary house, and he's a cop, and then he was like talking about his little backstory, like, oh, he does all this crazy stuff for his job, and he sees so many random and so many weird things on his job, and he just loves to come home and relax. So I'm thinking he's got like somewhat of like a chill inside or whatever. I'm not even sure what to expect. Then they go into his house, and it's just decked out from like head to toe in horror film things. Like, he had like a life-size replica of Samara from The Ring in his house. Like, he had more than like $200,000 worth of things just from different movies, horror films, thrillers, suspense. And his poor wife, she was like, when we first started dating, you know, I liked him so much, I just kind of went with it, and you know, it kind of just comes with the territory or whatever she said. But she's like, I sometimes can't come into this specific room, and it was like some evil stuff in there. I can't come in here alone because it kind of scares me. I'm like, I don't blame you. That would scare anyone who is in their right mind. But there are some really cool ones. So definitely check it out because it will give you some inspiration if you're looking to redo your interior. But anyways, moving on. So another one that I love, it is also Netflix original, is Queer Eye. I watched Queer Eye when it first came out back years ago when it was on Bravo, I think. And I loved it then. I love it even more now. I'm not a very emotional person, and I tease my mom a little bit because she'll cry at the drop of a hat. But this new series for Queer Eye has got me really emotional. There's so many great episodes and so many great people that they're helping change lives, and I think it's so awesome. I would have to say that my favorite characters are not, I don't want to say characters because they're playing themselves, but Anthony, who does like food and wine, and then Tan, who does fashion. I love those two the most. They're my favorite. But I don't know, it's just great. There's a lot of different stories that have touched me, and they actually kind of inspired me to, when I start my YouTube channel, to like just put myself out there and follow my dreams. And so yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning, because if you haven't watched it already, you need to start watching that one. You know, it's just an amazing and inspiring show. Another great one that I love is also a Netflix original, is Nailed It. I know I mentioned this maybe in my very first episode, but Nailed It is absolutely hilarious, okay? And if you have watched it, good for you. If you haven't, go watch it immediately, because it is like just random people who want to be able to bake, you know, better, or bake, have better baking skills. So they bring 3 random people onto the show, and they give them these like outlandish creations to recreate, you know. And so it's kind of like, oh, kind of daunting for these people, because they're just like, I can barely bake a cake as it is, and you want me to make a layered cake and use fondant and all this stuff. So it's really fun because I have not watched an episode where anyone has really come close to what they are supposed to recreate. So if you want a good laugh and just enjoy yourself, then watch Nailed It. It is absolutely hilarious. And I don't even know why the judges eat what some of the time, like how they can even eat what some of these people make. Sometimes it's not even done. I'm like, I would not eat that, but you know, good for them for trying. Another Netflix original series that I do love. Sorry, it's kind of like half and half. Half Netflix originals, just half other shows just on Netflix. But another Netflix original series that I love is Stranger Things, and I cannot wait for the 3rd season. It's one of mine and Jake's favorite shows to watch together, and we'll just watch it all in one day. But it's great. I freaking love Eleven. She is so adorable, and my sister hates that I say this, but when she's bald, she actually looks like my nephew. Like, they have the same face. But when I watch it, I think of him, and it makes me like, aw, you know, whatever. So maybe that's why I love it so much, because Eleven reminds me of my nephew. I don't know. But I will put pictures of my nephew and Eleven next to each other right here so that you can see what I'm talking about, because it's kind of scary, the resemblance. Okay, so let's see. I've talked about that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, another one that I love. I don't even know how I missed this one already, but New Girl. And the last season is not on Netflix yet. It is on Hulu, but I know it will be on Netflix soon. And it was only 8 episodes long, and I wish it was longer. But I do love how they just finished it off and gave everyone a happy ending. But I just love Jessica Day and Nick Miller, and I love Winston. I mean, I don't know, Schmidt and Cece are okay. I really do like them as the seasons go on. In the beginning, I couldn't really care for them. And the same thing with Winston. Winston really grew on me, especially like the last 3 seasons. But I love Nick Miller since day one. He's so hilarious. And I love Jake Johnson and basically all that he does. He's just a really funny guy. So if you haven't watched New Girl, then you've been living under a rock and you need to go watch it. But yeah, it's just such a cute ending. I love it. So go watch that. So I've just got a couple more. I've got 2 more left. Nice. So there's 2 that I've actually started watching. One that I tried to start watching a long time ago, and I couldn't really get into it, but then my uncle was like, why aren't you watching this? You need to. Arrested Development. So I've started watching it again, and I don't know why I did stop watching it. I'm cracking up like almost every episode. So that one is one that I'm still watching, and I haven't finished all the seasons yet, but I know that a lot of people are saying like the 4th or the 3rd season was kind of blah, but the most recent one that just came out is fire. So I'm excited to get to that point. So that's what I'm watching right now, but I've just barely started watching the 1st season again, so I'm on like episode 5 and I'm just dying, and it's hilarious and I love it. So that's another great one to watch. And then the last one, and she's just so funny, and I love her in The Office so much because she's just got such a quirky personality. Ellie Kemper. She also, like, in the beginning when she first started in The Office, I really couldn't care for her, but she really grew on me too. But I love her in The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. She's hilarious. She's so quirky, and she has these little funny mannerisms that just crack me up. And that's kind of what I look for when I watch a show, is like, can I relate to the characters in any way? And I feel like, not that I was, you know, in a cult or kidnapped and held in a bunker for all these years. I can't relate to that, but I can relate to her personality. And so I appreciate that a lot. Well, there you have it. Those are my 10 favorite shows that are currently on Netflix right now. So I'm glad I got to share that with you. If you are already watching some of them, great. Start watching the rest. If you're not watching any of them, then what are you doing with your life? Start binge watching Netflix. Do what everyone else does. But anyways, again, I had fun filming this for you guys and talking about my favorite shows. And if you like this, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, because you know, I've got more fun videos coming every week. And when you do subscribe, make sure you turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss any videos. And yeah, comment below some of your favorite videos and tell me why, because I'm always interested in finding a new series to watch. And my boyfriend would probably be happy if I stopped watching The Office. But that's it for now, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.